Xero is online accounting software for accountants and small businesses. So built for the web from the ground up, specifically to solve the needs of small businesses and accountants, making things way more efficient while you're in the cloud. So the company was founded on the premise that there was this broken methodology architecture working with desktop software where files were transferred by email or some other device or mechanism, and that you have this data that's out of sync. It never was sitting in one spot at one time. So the founder of our company, Rod Drury, recognized this problem with one of his businesses, working with his accountant, who's having so many problems just trying to make decisions throughout the month based on real-time information. And with the desktop software, you just don't have that real-time information capability. If you send a file to your accountant, they spend 3 or 4 days on the file. By that time, you're invoicing and doing things inside your file. You got to reconcile that again, and then you're back up to date. And so the reconciliation process really isn't happening on a regular basis. So what we did is flip the whole reconciliation process on its head, thinking that's the first thing that needs to change. So now in Xero, we get direct bank feeds from banks all across the US, all across the globe, that flow right into Xero, and then we make the bank reconciliation process almost like the start of your workflow. And if you do that on a daily basis or a weekly basis, you've got real-time information that flows straight through to what we've built inside the system, which is management reports. So on the fly, if you're on your iPhone, any mobile device or tablet, you can pull up reports with real-time information. So based on that whole friction that happens between desktop software file transfer. Yeah, I think there's a few things, and it's just the market is changing. I feel like the internet has changed every single industry on this planet, and typically the accounting industry is a laggard to adopting some of these technologies. I think many accountants are risk averse when it comes to new technologies, and they have processes and procedures that they're using currently. So, but it's changing. What we're seeing is this new paradigm where the expectation for a customer is to work online, to have information that's electronic. The notion of paper to some of these clients is just foreign. So they're looking for software, and that's driving some of this change. And what we're seeing personally at Xero is a more adoption of these forward-looking accountants saying, I want my practice to be more efficient. I want to be all in the cloud. And so that they're reducing their costs to pay for IT services or software for their business. But also, what's also helping is them grow their top line because they're investing those savings into growing their business. So it's a bit of both. We're seeing it from the small businesses driving adoption of cloud, as well as those forward-thinking accounting practices that are saying this is where things are going. Any business has a certain structure and process and architecture organizationally how they do things, and when you bring in new processes through software, it kind of drives that change. So yes, there's one piece of it which is understanding new technology and training your staff on that, and a big piece of this is just change management. So many practices, and we talk to lots of accounting firms, say that their staff are so used to a certain way of doing things, and so to present another completely foreign way of doing things that may be better is actually hard. So it's unlearning the stuff that's been taught over the last 25 years with desktop accounting software and saying, actually, we can start with data already in the system and then extrapolate from there. We can make things more commoditized, way more efficient, and then we can move to services that are value add rather than working on this compliance work that seems to have happened to more and more accounting firms. They just seem to tend towards that compliance work, where what we're seeing is the accountants in our network are elevating their practice from that compliance work. Yes, they're going to do that, and they're going to make it more efficient, but add more value-add services so they can drive value to their small business clients. And I think that's what software does. We've seen that in every single industry. There's no reason why we wouldn't see it in the accounting industry. And there just hasn't been a lot of innovation in this space. Specifically in the US with Intuit, and they've had QuickBooks Online since '99. We just hear from accountants that they're looking for alternatives. They're looking for new ways of doing things. So we feel like we're leaders in the online space globally. I think we've shown that, and we're driving new paradigms of thinking going forward. And the ones that are coming along for the ride right now are seeing the fruits of those efforts. And even today, we saw some of that. They're doubling their revenues. They're way more efficient. Their revenue per full-time employee equivalent is reduced by almost half. Those types of things don't come by simple process changes. So you got to take a big leap of faith and move to the cloud, and you may see some of these kind of benefits.